Ever get that like, spark?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That idea that you just know has potential,
Oh, yeah.
but turning it into something real, something tangible
Right.
that can feel like a huge leap.
Absolutely.
And that's where prototype development comes in.
Yeah.
It's that bridge,
Yeah.
between this cool concept you've got
Uh-huh.
and a product you can actually like hold in your hand.
Exactly.
And it's something that's so important for anyone out there
Right.
who is creating,
Absolutely.
because it helps you avoid those like big costly mistakes
Yeah.
that can happen
For sure.
when you jump right into full-scale production.
Yeah, you really don't want to do that.
No.
Best to test the waters first, so to speak.
Exactly. And speaking of avoiding those big mistakes,
Right.
we're diving into how Complete Converting uses this collaborative and iterative approach to prototyping.
Okay.
So walk us through those stages.
Sure.
How do they actually take a concept
Right.
and turn it into something tangible?
So it all starts with that initial idea, which oftentimes is just like a rough sketch
Uh-huh.
or even just a description.
Okay.
And from there, they create a low-fidelity prototype,
Okay.
something basic, something quick to put together.
Gotcha.
Think like cardboard mock-ups or simple 3D printed models.
Right.
And it's not about the aesthetics at this point.
Yeah.
It's about testing the functionality
Oh, yeah.
and those core concepts.
So it's not like, when you think about sculpting
Yeah.
and you have that like perfect final product in mind from
Wow.
the very beginning,
No, not at all.
this is more like discovering the final product
Yeah.
through trial and error.
Discovering it as you go.
Exactly.
So as they gather feedback,
Uh-huh.
they move on to higher fidelity prototypes.
Okay.
And that's where things start to look and feel more like
Yeah.
the final product.
Right.
They'll use more sophisticated materials, refine the design,
Mhm.
even start to test production processes.
So kind of going through like multiple versions
Exactly, multiple versions.
of the prototype,
Yeah.
getting it closer and closer
That's right.
to that final product.
Yeah. And you know, it reminds me, I once tried to design like a new phone stand using just cardboard and tape.
Yeah.
It was a total flop.
Oh,
But you know what? It did help me figure out what wouldn't work
right.
before I went out and invested in more expensive materials.
Exactly.
So those early failures, they're invaluable.
Absolutely.
Complete Converting had a similar experience, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with a food packaging prototype.
Okay.
They were working with a company,
Uh-huh.
and they were going for like a fully sustainable solution.
Okay.
And initially, they were using like a biodegradable plastic,
Yeah.
but it just couldn't hold the weight of the product.
Oh, wow.
So they ended up,
Yeah.
needing to find like a plant-based coating that was strong,
Right.
yet still compostable.
Wow.
It took a few iterations, but they got there.
Yeah, it's like that old saying, fail fast and fail often.
Exactly.
But you're failing in a controlled environment, so you're learning
You got it.
from each iteration.
Yeah.
And ultimately that leads to a better final product.
Absolutely. And those learnings are compounded when you take a collaborative approach,
Okay.
like involve clients and end users in the process to make sure
Yeah.
that the prototype meets their needs.
Right, because they're the ones who are ultimately going to be using it.
Exactly.
So that feedback loop is crucial.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, thinking about this in your own work,
Yeah.
where could you incorporate this kind of like iterative prototyping mindset?
That's a good question. What comes to mind for you?
I mean, thinking back to your example
Yeah.
with the materials, it really highlights the importance of testing your assumptions early on.
Absolutely.
Like, with that food packaging, they assumed that the biodegradable plastic would be strong enough.
Right.
But then real world testing proved otherwise.
Yeah, and that's why prototyping is so powerful.
Exactly.
It forces you to confront those assumptions
Yeah.
and validate your ideas before you commit significant resources.
So the key takeaway here is that prototype development, whether you're building a tangible product
Right.
or you're refining a process,
Yeah.
is about mitigating risk
Exactly.
and making sure you're creating something that's truly valuable.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To leave everyone with a thought,
Yeah.
what idea, big or small, could benefit from a prototyping approach in your life?
It could be a personal goal, a new habit you're trying to form,
Yeah.
even just a way to improve your daily routine.
Give it a try.
Yeah,
You might be surprised at the innovative solutions you uncover
absolutely.
when you embrace this kind of iterative mindset.
For sure.
You never know.
You never know.
All right, that's it for our deep dive today. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, everyone.